Teare, and this is thick paint. In this segment we're going to be finishing up the painting that we started in the last video. I painted this painting in a 2 to 3 hour session, and the paint was extremely wet throughout the painting process. I normally like to paint wet into wet and rarely paint more than a 6 hour session. If I do need to paint more than 6 hours, for example on a very large painting, I'll put a little walnut oil in the paint, and this extends the drying time so that I can get a 2-day session.
You can see there's quite a bit of variegation in there, stripes of color, so that's what we want. So swipe that off, and sometimes when I get too much paint in my brush, I kind of scrape it out like this, and then I can go back in and kind of pick up some of that, I might say pull off some of that paint. So just there, that's more like it. See my strokes, oh, that's got a lot of nice color in it. So I mixed up a stroke that has some orange in there, and I'm going to put it in there. Yeah, the paint off of there, so I'm going to go in with a new stroke. Next we want to mix up these colors right here, so that'll be a little trickier because these are very close in value. It's at 5 right now, so well, there's a nice bit of color there. That's going to look gorgeous. Sometimes you'll build up a lot of paint off here that's really pretty, and you can get it to come off by laying the brush very flat to the canvas instead of like this. Some nice color on there. I'm using my strokes to give a sense of direction. A sense of rhythm and energy. Another way I clean off my brushes, I just go like this. I rarely wipe all the paint out of my brush. Start getting that. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, that's just a great color. Might be a little bit warmer than my sketch. And actually, you don't want to match everything. You want to push it. You want to push it to a higher level. Now we're going to talk about this more later, but trees are very warm in the middle, in the center. So you want to keep that really warm in there, especially as they get towards the ground. As they get towards the sky, they get bluer. I move this, I stroke up to pull off a lot of color. Lay that brush down flat, and color should just come right off. Getting some nice color in there, as you can see. It's easier to paint a light color over the top. Okay, it's not a 6. Well, no, it's not a 5. It's not a 7. So that's a 6. Love that little bit of orange right there. It's really gorgeous. I start painting in a little more detail. For example, if there's a little too much texture somewhere, I'll pick it up off of here and reapply it elsewhere. A really good brush for that is a filbert, and got one right here. You can put in some really nice, very nice strokes with the filbert, and you don't want all your branches to be the same temperature, so you want to get some branches to be a little cooler. Like over here, it might be nice to have a nice cool through here, because it's a little bit too dark on dark right there. So I'm also adjusting some of my edges here just to be a little more interesting. Soften some, sharpen others. Really good. I didn't use filberts for years and years, and I never knew what a filbert was for. You go back and you just pick up just a little color and soften that edge. I need to calm some of these strokes here just a little bit. They're just a little bit too much. Even from a distance, they tend to really pop out. So if you fall in love with a passage, that's usually a bad sign. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits on this. I may go back in tomorrow and add a few branches or put in a few tree holes, that sort of thing. But otherwise, I think it's pretty well done.
And as always, if you have any comments or you would like to share some of your techniques relating to this method, please feel free to leave your comments. Thank you.